Hi everyone. I'm following up on the Al Zubair inscription, which refers to Umar. And to start off, we're going to look at the documentation for the submission to UNESCO. And this occurred back in 2003. So we can see Memory of the World Register nomination form, Saudi Arabia, earliest Islamic Kufic inscriptions, are very important. Part A, essential information. The inscription is located on a red sandstone block of rock, pecked and deeply engraved, and is very well preserved. It is located south of Ka'a al Mu'tadil, north of Sharma in Al Ula, northwest of Saudi Arabia. Okay. The rock is situated on the ancient trade and pilgrimage route connecting the early Islamic city of Al Mabiyat with Madain Salah. It is the earliest dated Arabic inscription so far located in the world that mentions the date of the death of the second caliph of Islam, Umar bin al-Khattab, and reads as follows: Bismillah ana Zuhair Khataba Zaman Maut Umar Sanat Arba wa Esrain, which in English is, in the name of God, I, Zuhair, wrote the date of the death of Umar, the year 4 and 20 of the Hegra. And it goes on to say that Caliph Umar died on the last night of the month of Dhul Hajj of the year 23 Hegra, and was buried the next day on the first day of the Muharram of the new year 24 Hegra, corresponding to 644 AD. Thus, the date mentioned in the inscription is authentic and conforms to the established and known date of the death of Caliph Umar bin al-Khattab. So far, how very convenient the whole thing is. The nominator happens to be the Deputy Minister or Deputy Ministry of Antiquities and Museums. Explain the nominator's background, why it is associated with the nomination. Property of the Deputy Ministry of Antiquities and Museums according to the laws of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The person in charge of the nomination process is Professor Dr. Saad Al-Rasid. And then there's details to follow. Details to allow prompt contact for future correspondence. There it is. If you want to give them a ring. Identity and description of the documentary heritage. Complete names and dates. Earliest Islamic Kufic inscription. Okay, so that's what we've covered so far. The inscription is authentic and oldest as it mentions the death of a Muslim caliph, Umar bin al-Khattab, who died in the 24th Hegra. Justification for inclusion or assessment against criteria. Authenticity. Oh, this will be good. The authenticity is established by the date mentioned in the inscription, the style of script with no dots and in early Arabic crude form. So, because the date matches, the script doesn't have any dots and it's an early Arabic crude form, so therefore it must be authentic. World significance. It is of world importance as it is the first, the oldest, and dated earliest Arabic text so far located in any country of the world. It is the first example of Arabic script. So it all seems so good to be true, isn't it? Or too good to be true. The time is shown with the date. The place is important as the inscription is located on ancient trade pilgrimage route, written by a traveller or local resident, and subject is of prime importance, mentioning the date of death of a Muslim caliph, Umar bin al-Khattab. Now, it was discovered in 1999. Now, considering it's on a trade route, how come this wasn't seen before? That seems suspicious to me that it's as late as 1999 before someone spotted this thing. Okay. Is there anything else? We'll have a look. Don't think there's anything else of great interest. The inscription is carved in an open air rock, but pecked and engraved deeply and is still very well preserved. I'm sure it is well preserved, especially if it is a recent inscription, perhaps. Anyway, this is what they submitted in 2003. All right. So this section here is the bit that mentions Umar, and you'll see that the basmila is kind of squashed up there. You'll notice that this here is blank. Okay, there's no engraving there. All right. There's another bit of an engraving over here, which Gaban, who supposedly found this inscription, who happens to work for the Riyadh Tourism Ministry, which is talk about a vested interest. So he discovers this inscription. All right. Right, so that's that. So take a good look at that there. You'll see there's a blank there. And this is the one that was officially submitted to UNESCO. But UNESCO happens to also have a later one. Now, can you see that there? See this edition? Written in exactly the same authentic, inverted commas, crude form, right? You'd be hard pressed to distinguish that from the rest of it, right? So that's there. That showed up in a 2008 photograph. So it was originally submitted in 2003. So what does it say here? Along the trade and pilgrimage route that connected Al Ula Old Town and Hegra archaeological site, a red sandstone rock displays the oldest dated Islamic Arabic inscription. All right. The inscription was added to the Memory of the World Register in 2003 for its world significance and dates back to 644. This wasn't the one they submitted in 2003. This is a later photograph. In the name of God, I, Zuhair, wrote the date of death of Umar, year 2004. Anything else? And then it goes into other stuff here. Okay, so have a look at that there. Just look at this section here. And let's look back at the original one. Can you see how they've clearly added another inscription here, which really calls into question whether this is as old as they say it is.